All right, let's go to takeaway number 2, dude. Takeaway number 1 was a lot of the same after the bye. Takeaway number
Mhm.
2 is the end near for Tua? We've talked about a lot about our disdain for his game this week,
Mhm.
and our feelings on his performance. Really, the past 2 or 3 weeks has been left a lot on the table, left a lot in the field, I should say. But we've also alluded to the fact that it seems like Mike is starting to kind of plan around him and call games around him. Which is this just something we're reading into, or do you think this is real? Even Taylor said it, and you know Taylor. I don't know if you're here, a delusional Finn fan, but he is very conservative when it comes to saying anything along these lines
Yes, very much so.
of like Tua potentially being benched or Mike coaching around him. And even he said in our group chat that the play calling was telling about Mike not having trust in Tua.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, home run comment, Anthony, or setup, I should say, because I do think, you know, I do think it's quite telling because, like I said, like I alluded to a couple minutes ago, I think this was the first game this season where it was so blatantly obvious that Mike McDaniel was coaching around Tua, was coaching in spite of Tua, was calling certain plays in the effort to minimize Tua's impact, or rather lack thereof, on a given play. And I think it's very telling. And I couldn't think of the way to word it, but you said it earlier, where you're like, Mike McDaniel's kind of stepping back from Tua. I forgot how you worded it, but essentially, kind of taking a couple half steps back, putting some distance between them, I think is how you worded it. And I think that's the perfect way to explain it, because that's what it looked like all game.
Yeah.
Out, excuse me, outside of the first, the scripted first couple drives where those come in unless something glaring happens on offense or defense, they stick to those plays. Outside of that, you could tell it was very much the play calling was very suspect when you have a coach that if a head coach trusts his quarterback, the game call, the game play and the script and the play calling would be much different.
Yeah, I think when push comes to shove, somebody's always gonna look out for themselves over anybody else when it comes to your position, your job, whatever. Mike literally had to tie his career to Tua in
Yeah.
order to get this job,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now for 3 years, he's been talking him up, he's been coaching him up, and he's gotten a lot out of this, out of this quarterback. But if he has any chance of keeping his job, I feel like he needs to start distancing himself from Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Because like show us what you can do with somebody else, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have a lot of somebody else's. Chris Greer really kind of screwed you again 2 years in a row.
Yeah, dropped a grenade and left.
Yeah. Last year he gave you Skylar Thompson and Tyler Huntley and Mike White.
Mm-hmm.
This year he gave you Zach Wilson for $6 million and drafted Quinn Ewers, who nobody on when we were on the Finns forecast, none of us like Quinn Ewers as a prospect.
Yeah.
So we take him in the 7th round. So that's your like, what the hell? Who do I hitch my horse to at this point?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lose situation for Mike McDaniel from the quarterback perspective. And Finn's been made a great point before. Tua at least knows how to run the running side, the motion side, like the mechanical side of the offense.
Sure.
He knows how to run it really well. But from a passing game perspective, he's been a hindrance. So like, I don't know. I expected Mike almost to do this sooner, but it's interesting to see him start to do it now. And I don't think we're reading too much into it, because a lot of people are saying it in our chat, in our conversations with other Dolphins fans,
national media saying it,
national media, like other Dolphins podcasts. Like,
mm-hmm.
I think it's starting to be more obvious to the naked eye that like he is trying to distance himself from the Tua situation.
Very much so. And at this point, and I said it earlier, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I don't know if there's much difference right now, today, between Tua and Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Except Zach Wilson can scramble. He can run.
Can he run the offense is the big question I would have, because he had a lot of problems with that in New York, and it'd be like, hey, man, if you can't come out and get a play called and get a handoff done, then I don't want to see you out there, right? Like I'd rather have the no arm Tua out there.
Yeah.
At that point.
Well, right, and I don't know. I think I'm just so beyond fed up with Tua. I don't care who's in there. Run the Wildcat all game. I don't care. I just don't want to see him out there. And I don't know if I'm feeling that way because I'm jaded or because I'm pissed or because my ego is hurt as a podcaster where I put a lot of faith and a lot of vibrato into who he is as a quarterback and banging the tape. You guys are wrong. Tua's the guy. Oh, and holy shit, was I wrong because he is not the guy. And I don't know if it's him, if it's the situation, if he needs to change his scenery. Because look, I've said it on the show. I do genuinely believe in when a player is struggling or in a bad situation, sometimes a change of scenery is exactly what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Tua goes to the West Coast or goes to somewhere like Pittsburgh where it's very militant, right? Or somewhere else.
If he couldn't handle Flores, he's not handling Tomlin.
Bad example. But Tomlin might not be there, right? I'm just saying,
that's
right?
True. That's true.
But or go into a backup role somewhere where he doesn't have the pressure. Let him reset, kind of hard reset his mind, work on his mechanics, and get some new coaching, some new quarterback coaching, and so on and so forth. And maybe he can get his career back on track. But it's not going to be in Miami. I understand from a salary cap standpoint and from a contract standpoint, he's most likely going to be on this team next year, unless we say, fuck it and eat a shitload of his money. And we're just blow the whole thing up and we're ripping this thing down to the studs. And in that case, we might pay somebody to take him because I guarantee you there will be some teams that will raise their hand for Tua. It'll just depend on how much we're willing to spend.
I better hope they're not a cold weather team.
Well,
just saying. Let's hit up the chat. Jorge says QB2 is buying himself out of Miami. Sure looks like it. Yep. Finsman actually called Tua out on a short. I am surprised to see this, Finsman. I really am.
Yes.
You are a Tua stand through and through, and I appreciate you for that.
Amen.
Yeah, some mobility. He doesn't even know what that word is, bro.
No, he can't even stand still, let alone be mobile.
Yeah. Is Smith playing? Oh my God!
There we go. Let's try. Talk about short circuiting. All right, you're benched.
Is he calling plays? I didn't think he was, but last 4 games, 2 TDs, 4 interceptions.
No, Smith, I can almost guarantee you is not calling plays, even though he came from the box down to the
He's
sideline.
down on the field now. I know that much, but I don't think
Mike McDaniel is definitely the play caller.
Costa thinks you're insane for your Wilson take. You must like MILFs too. The frustrating thing should be easy to know when to abandon the pass game. If he's off during his first 5 to 8 passes, he'll be off all game. Yeah, the opposite also holds true. True. He's pretty much been off
every game. Except for the Buffalo game and the Atlanta game. But I'll say this, what happens when teams finally say screw it and start packing the box again? Because they know that our only strength is our running back, plural.
Like they did last year, right?
Right. And then forced to we're screwed if they start doing that. I mean, I know A-Chain is a god amongst men on this team, but there's only so much one person can do,
I mean, this week we get the Jets and then the Steelers and then the Bengals. So
Jets aren't going to be a cakewalk like we thought they were, man. I know Tyrod Taylor's now starting, and they traded away 2 of their 3 big players. Sauce, unfortunately,
and somehow they're playing better after that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Insane.
Yep.
And they lost. Wilson's out for the year. The receiver, I forget his name, Garrett Wilson.
IR.
They traded away Sauce Gardner to the Colts, and they traded away the defensive tackle to the Cowboys.
Who's having a fucking?
I thought the Cowboys were idiots, but
Quinn Williams. Yeah,
apparently not.
Quinn Williams, but the wide receiver they got back from the Colts, rookie out of Texas. I'm blanking on his name. Not Adonai Mitchell, but the other guy. The other Texas wide receiver, I believe it was.
Well, Adonai's been playing well for them, unlike the Colts. I don't know who their receivers are. I'll be honest.
No, but the guy they got back in that Sauce trade is their number.
It was Mitchell they got back in the Sauce trade.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, he's playing really good for them, really, really well for them. I don't know, man. Oh, here we go. What's this? Offered 3 firsts for Bo. Yeah, well, there you go.
Okay, insider information apparently. Sauce got hurt yesterday. Imagine Marino with HA. I mean,
bro. But I mean, Marino didn't have any scrubs either, man, at the running back position.
he had some decent running games.
Imagine prime Marino on this team. Now we're talking.
I mean, it wasn't mobile either. We'd have to really set up a good offense.
He was the best. He would be the best passer in this league, I think, with the rules now at quarterback. Because back then you could run him over with a truck and not get a fucking whistle.